What's up, guys? Chris here from Mainly Mesh, making videos in random places right now. But I just posted this Tribe 7 Ghost 7 strung with Gimalax Money Mesh on my Instagram. Excuse me. And I know you guys are always wondering about a pattern for them. So this is 15 millimeter Gimalax Money Mesh. So this pattern will absolutely work for 15 mil thrown. Hopefully should also work reasonably well for ECM and any other 15 millimeter mesh that's out there. So the trickiest part that most people have an issue with is tying it off at the top. And so there's two different ways that I do it here, and I'm not sure you'll be able to see them very well, but the first, I use what's called a clove hitch to tie it off with all three loops going through the mesh itself. And what a clove hitch is, this is going to be my terrible explanation of how to do a knot, is you essentially, well, what you want to do to start, oh, I actually don't tie a knot to start on this side. Oh yeah, I do. So you tie just a little overhand knot to begin with. That's down in there, and then there's no way I'm going to be able to explain this. Basically, you go around, cross over once, and then feed it back through that little hole that you have in the middle. Look up a clove hitch online. That's how I always do it to get the top one. I found that just going through twice doesn't work quite enough. And then for the second part of the triangle top string, I just tie it around itself once. Simple overhand knot, nothing crazy. A ton of people have different ways to do it. And then for the second sidewall diamond, first not including the top string, I just do that same overhand knot tied to itself and then just go around twice, because at that point it's really not going to slip down. And then so as for how the pattern goes, I will go through each little hole on this thing. Although just know I only use the triangle holes facing downwards, so that where the point is facing downwards. Those are the ones that are larger, and I think this head becomes a lot easier to string when you just ignore the smaller holes. So I tied off to the plastic without going through any mesh holes, and then there is a skip. So 2 skips to start off, and then we're on the third 10 diamond row here. First, second, third 10 diamond row. We have a knotted SI, skip, knotted SI, skip, stacked knotted SI, or just a stacked SI. Both of them work just as well. Skip. This is another knotted SI, and then a 1 while skipping a hole to a tie. This is an anchor knot, I think, or sorry, a knot, whatever. Tie, and then another 1 skipping this hole, tie, another 1 skipping this hole, tie, and then a 1, and here you do have to score out the little hole. So this is the one I use that's facing up, and by scoring, what that means, you take a little knife or whatever you need to use, a fork, and you have to kind of wiggle it around a little so that the hole is wide enough to fit the sidewall string through. Just make sure it's, just be careful while you're doing that. Usually just the tip of a knife works. Use your parents, kids. It's very straightforward. And also so I used String King materials on this, which have the tips, obviously. I highly suggest cutting the tips off for trying to fit through the smaller holes. And then, like on this side, I had to do it more so than the other, but you can actually burn further down the, come on, focus on that. Nope. You burn a little bit further down the sidewall string and kind of pinch it out, and that makes the essentially a tip as well, but just a little thinner than a wrapped plastic tip. Then for the throat string, I did my little, I haven't really talked in detail about this throat string. I came up with it when I was in 6th grade. And so it was kind of my signature throat string for a while. It's nothing crazy. But it looks cool, I think. And so, but this is essentially just a throat string on the next 9 diamond row. And the way you do this throat string, if you're really interested, you start on the sides. You go up through, we'll just say diamond 1, down through 4, all the way across the throat, and then back up through the second furthest across, up through hole 6, down through 4, out through the second furthest, in through the closest to where you started, up through 6, down through 9. So you see how this one big arch goes from the sidewall all the way across, and then you kind of work your way back until you hit here, and then you go all the way across again. I also like to make sure that I have 2 underneath kind of going up the same way, so you could flip this, but as long as the bottom part is going up and the top part are going out, or the top part are going in and the bottom part are going out. Well, that wasn't my most verbose, well-spoken video, but hope you guys enjoyed the pattern. I mean, this is basically just a very simply channeled, and that's not like, it doesn't look crazy insane by any means. It's going to have good hold. These sticks, I found, like, when I shoot with them, they actually flex back so much. Ow. They flex back so much that I don't get any whip on them. But this would be a great little snappy pattern for you guys to play around with, take these things to the beach, have some fun. It's definitely a good beach stick. A stick that you know you're not going to destroy on the beach, and can have a good time with shoveling in the sand. That's that. Tribe 7 Ghost 7. Show you guys where I'm sitting. Not too shabby, huh? Welcome to Camp Winona. Shameless plug. Apply for 2015. Is it going to be 2015 next year? Jeez. Apply for 2015. You can come hang out with me for a summer. May or may not teach you about lacrosse. I'll catch you guys next time.